All right, with me here is Fort Hays State head coach Chris Brown, along with senior linebacker Jose Delgado and junior wide receiver Harley Hazlett. We're going to go ahead and open up for a general statement from coach from the game.
Very, very proud of our guys. You know, hats off to you, Indy. Very good football team. Coach Bart's done a great job of coaching those kids up. They play hard, they play physical, they play disciplined, and they made the plays that they need to make to win this ball game. And hats off to those guys. Hopefully, they continue to win next week against the Wichita Baptist. And I'm proud of the way they played. I mean, those guys did a good job and kept us in check and didn't give a lot of big plays, which they normally do defensively, but offensively, they controlled the ball like they usually do. But very good football team. They're a real good football team, and I'm proud of my guys too. We had our backs against the wall. We were 4-2 at one point, had to win 5 games in a row to get to the playoffs and win the conference. And these two young men are part of getting that job done. And they played hard today. They played physical. Just had a few bad breaks on our side, and things didn't happen. But all out, I'm proud of our kids and the way they performed and the things that they've done to get this program to where it's at. Because Fort Hays wasn't. About 8 years ago, wasn't even on the map. Now everybody knows who Fort Hays State is, and I'm proud of these young men for getting us to that point, and hopefully we continue to do the things that we're doing to get into the playoffs again.
Okay, let's go ahead and open up questions for players and coach.
Coach, it seemed like it took a good part of the first half to kind of get the bearings straight and get everybody go in the same direction. Was there something unexpected that you saw during the first quarter of the game that put you down 14-0?
I think we just played a little over anxious and kind of got out of our gaps a little bit. Didn't quite do our assignments, the way they were supposed to do. But that's pregame jitters, pregame amp, guys just playing hard. I'm trying to make things happen. But once we calmed down, I think our kids did fine, and that was the main thing. Just calming them down, trying to relax a little bit, do your job, do your assignment, and we played a lot better. After the first quarter, it was just our guys locking in and focusing and just trying to do your job and getting used to the pace of the game. I mean, they're big up front, especially on their offensive line, and push guys around. And they got 2 great running backs that see things very well, and a great quarterback, and they got some speed on the edges too. So, those first 2 drives, they scored two touchdowns right off the bat, and we put us in a hole and we had to fight back. But I think that's it. Just relaxing, taking a breath, and just playing Tiger football. I mean, they got to call what they see. Their views and my views are always going to be different. As a shorter guy, I thought, and Doyne's a pretty tall kid. He's 6'2". The kid's helmet comes up to his shoulder pads. And I thought it was just a nice wrap-up tackle. Ran through the guy. They felt like he left his feet. So, it's a call they had to make. But those are still things. Those calls happen in a ball game. You still got to overcome those and move forward and not let them score in those situations as well. So it's just. Buckling down and getting the job done still. I mean, we can't let officials and let calls, make a ball game or hurt a ball game and make that an excuse, us for losing this game. But, I thought they did great throughout the game. And, officials, I was really proud of the officials, the way they handled things and communicated things with us as well. And, they got to go with what they see. That's what they see, then they need to call it. I just hated that it was Doyne Jabowu, our senior outside linebacker, for him to be out of his last game as a senior in that situation.
4th and 4 towards the end of the game, you guys let you go for the field goal down 7. Did you think about going for it in that situation?
There is a time, but you also got to get points on the board, and you get points on the board there. We kick off, we hold them, then we go down and score a touchdown. We win that ball game. So you always got to find a way. You don't get the 4th and 4. A lot of momentum swing on their side as well, and then they can run the clock. So we're doing everything we can just to get points on the board and hopefully win the ball game, on that last drive. But they end up for us.
On the offensive side of the ball, saw the change from Chance to Jacob. Is that an injury situation, coaching decision late in the game?
Yeah, Chance, he landed on the shoulder wrong. Couldn't quite throw the ball the way he needed to throw the ball, and so we had to go with Jake in that situation. So who knows what happened? Jake got in there and saw some things, didn't get a lot of time in that game, so he was probably a little bit rusty and threw the pick 6, which hurts there towards the end. But it's just guys got to step in and get a job done, and unfortunately that didn't happen for us.
You have a couple of seniors that are going to step away as some of the all-time leaders in passing categories, the all-time leading tackles to your right. Senior class is leading as the winningest Fort Hays senior class ever.
Great class. I mean, these young men did everything you asked them to do from day one when they stepped on campus. You know, these group of guys have really bought into what we were doing. Never missed a weight session, never missed a meeting. Did extra time in the film room. Did very, very well in the classroom. Every one of these guys is going to graduate with a degree, and that's the most important. College football is a bonus, you know, and these guys are getting their degree, and I'm so proud of them for that. And that's the main thing is, hopefully I grew them up as young men. You know, I love them very much. These are my boys, and they'll always be my boys. And you know, whatever they need from me later on in life, you know, I'm gonna be there for them. And you know, so hopefully someday when Jose's making millions of dollars, I can call him and ask him to build me some building or something. But you know, I'm proud of them for doing what they did on the football field, but also for their accomplishments in the classroom. I mean, that's the thing, because that's really what's going to take them somewhere in life, is getting a degree and being able to provide for their family as they get older and get married and have kids. And you know, I love these kids to death, and I'm always going to be here for them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jose mentioned, Coach, you leave as the Tigers' all-time leading tackler. I know it's moments after your final game, but can you kind of talk about, you know, your career here at Fort Hays?
Looking back at it now, I mean, it just feels like it just went so fast, you know, but I enjoyed the moments with these guys. I'll never forget it. I didn't take it for granted, so I don't think I left any regrets on that field, so I'm pretty happy with the last 4 years here.
How did, when Doyen got ejected from the game, did that change what you guys had to do defensively at all?
No, we put Kreitzer in, and we knew that he had to step up and make plays, so we weren't really too worried. We hoped he would hold it down, and he did for the most part.
Anything surprise you guys about UND today?
No, but at the beginning of the game, I felt like we were a little too over-energized. We just needed to relax, and once the game got going, I think we felt it out, how the O-line speed would compare to where our gaps are. So I think once we filled it out in the second half, we competed a lot better.
Needing to come back like that in the ball game, was the gas tank full? Was there still plenty in the tank at the end, or did you guys wear down a little bit?
Personally, I was ready to go. My gas tank was full, so I wasn't tired or anything. I couldn't talk for the rest of the guys, but I was ready.
Harley, you were a big part of the offense, obviously, again today, but also on special teams. You had several big runbacks today. What was it on the kickoff returns that was able to get you into space and have a chance for those returns?
It's just how I run the ball. I know that when I get that ball, it's just a straight path. I mean, I was taught to always run through the smoke and just to make something happen that way, and that's just how I've always ran.
You had a lot of big catches in today's ball game, and several times it seemed like they had a double team on you. Was that seem like the case today?
I mean, I always get doubled. I mean, it's just a respect thing. I mean, you can't let the best player beat you, and even then, I mean, you still got to be able to make plays, and I felt like we did that as a team.
Offense had chances. They moved into UND territory on several occasions, but early on just couldn't seem to quite get the big play. Any rhyme or reason you can see from the offensive side?
I just think it was the feeling out process, as well as their defense they wore down over time. They were worried a little bit at times when we were driving, and so they missed assignments and things like that. So that gave us opportunities, but I mean, it was just patience, because I mean they're a patience defense, so you got to just wait till you get your opportunities, and we got to capitalize. And I feel like we did a good job with that part.
You're one of the guys coming back next year. What has to happen for the Tigers to return to this spot, but then get that first round win?
It's going to take senior leadership from me and all the other guys, as well as, I mean, we got to work over summer, and we got to change how, when we get here, how we act. We got to be able to mature about it and be able to move forward, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's only the national championship as the end goal.
Moving forward, that senior leadership, what's the biggest takeaway from tonight's loss?
I mean, there's a lot of things you can take away, but I mean, it's ultimate. I mean, we killed ourselves a lot. There's a lot of penalties, offense, defense, special teams. I mean, if we don't kill ourselves with penalties, I feel like we have better opportunities to kick field goals. That'll help out. 3 points is always better than 0. And I mean, just knowing that we have guys that have already been to the playoffs. We got a lot of redshirt guys that we're expecting to count on, as well as maybe even new JUCO transfers, etc. So being able to be a senior leader and tell them, hey, this is the expectation. This is how it is when we get here, and being able to move forward from that is going to be a big part.